What's up, everybody? Like my new background, I decided to go for something more colorful, more modern, more hip and hipster and all that kind of stuff. I don't know, these colors are kind of bright. But anyway, welcome to the show, everybody. You guys already recovered from the show on Sunday? I still haven't. That was rough. And it's just too bad not too many people was feeling my male guest. I have to say I really had, high hopes for him because of his work, his background. But as someone pointed out, you never know what the guests are going to say. So, what can you do? But he did have some good ideas for some organizations around the country. So, anybody who lives in those areas can definitely use that information and, kind of investigate what that kind of stuff is, going on those kind of programs and how they might be helpful for their teenage sons. But Rosa was fabulous. I really, learned a lot, and I hope that you did too, and kind of got you, get you thinking about how to move in the world and what kind of things to do to protect yourself and your daughters. So anyway, what we're going to do here tonight is, thank you, Kristen. What we're going to do tonight is our weekly advice column. We do this every Tuesday. It's called What the Fuck Tuesday. Because we call it that because the questions and, the stuff the problems that people call themselves and the stuff that they get themselves into, you just be sitting there scratching your head like, what the fuck was you thinking? Why did you do that? How could you have thought that was a good idea? So we will investigate. Oh, there's my lovely moderator, Shay the Light. Ah! She needs like a theme song. So when she comes in the room, the little tone plays. But yes, I understand it because Candace sent me a text earlier today and said, ha, 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 with like that little devil face. Ha, ha, ha. You have 26 questions. So I brought my giant jug of water so I could be ready to be child-free, Hunty. Ain't you telling nothing but the truth. Truth with an F on the end. But let's get started. Since I have 26 questions, I do want to let you know, though, for those of you who, always saying, oh, I want to be able to send in a question and I want to do, a show where I get my question answered right on the air. We're going to be doing that. This is coming up on Friday, December 3rd. Friday, December 3rd. So save your question. Save your little $8. And you will get your question answered live right on the air, okay? But that's unfortunately not the show tonight. Tonight, these questions have already been sent in. And when you do that, there's no guarantee that you're going to get an answer that your letter will get chosen. Sometimes it might not get chosen ever. Sometimes it might not get chosen for months, weeks, who knows. But that's the way to get a guaranteed answer, okay? So let's move on. Let's get started with these 26 situationships that we got, because that's all it is. Okay, female, 21 to 26, out of Glendale, Arizona. I feel uncomfortable with a female friend of my boyfriend who's being overly sexual around us. She's a friend of my boyfriend's friend. Okay, a friend of your boyfriend's friend. So she's not really close with my guy directly. We have spent time with her and his other friends at parties over the past few weeks. I like her. I mean, she's fun. We have quite a bit in common. She's quite successful cam girl, which wouldn't be relevant except she seems to take the exhibitionism outside of her work. Okay, is a cam girl like them people that be on that OnlyFans page? Is that what I'm hearing here? Is that what's going on here? Okay, basically, she seems to be in cam girl mode all the time while she's drunk. Last night, she was wearing tiny shorts and kept bending over and rolling around on the floor, flirting and touching all the guys, and it was nonstop. I consider myself sex positive, but felt a bit uncomfortable with someone behaving so overly that way in a party context, and I felt a bit jealous of my boyfriend seeing her behave that way, though I know I can't stop her having fun. What really freaked me out, though, was that one of my boyfriend's friends cheated on his girlfriend with her right in front of us. To be clear, I blame him 100% for his choice to do it. It's totally on him. When I saw them kissing, I told them they should stop, and I didn't think it was right. I've never met his girlfriend, but if he doesn't tell her what he did, I will if I ever meet her. Again, I know it would be totally on my boyfriend if he chooses to cheat on me, but now I don't really feel comfortable with him going to parties with this girl. I want to trust him, but the idea of someone being so overly sexual towards him makes me uncomfortable. At the same time, I don't want to be controlling or tell him who he can or can't be around. Any advice? Yes. Now, as long as she's over there doing whatever she want to do, that's fine. Because it just reminds me of that situation I had in Houston at the girl at the law firm, Sherry, showing her boobs to everybody. And they was all fine with it. They was like, she always does this kind of thing. Deb was not having it. Okay? You could do that anywhere else you want to except where I am. Okay? That would have been my attitude here, because I knowing me, I would have went up to her and said something like, why are you acting like a hoe? You're such an attention seeker. You sitting around here showing your pussy and your ass to everybody. Bitch, you're not even getting paid for it. You're not on cam right now. You just a free hoe. There's no dumber kind of bitch than one who does sexual shit for free. That's what I would have said to her. And then everybody would have got upset because, everybody would have been making the Pikachu face. And then that would have just been that. And it's like, you have a problem with it. Let's take it outside so I could beat your ass. Anybody got a camera? Maybe we should be streaming this, because I'm getting ready to go to town on this bitch and let her see she be on cam with these bruises I'm about to put upside your head. How about that? I don't know. I do not appreciate women being extra like that around other women's men and teenage boys and adolescent children. Little kids don't know the difference. They just be like, but the sad part about them is they want to imitate it because it looks fun. So really, I have a problem when people do that kind of stuff. It's like, you do what you want to, you on camera, you getting paid, people are voluntarily looking at you. You working at a strip club or whatever, people are there voluntarily looking at you. In a party, people are a captive audience because they did not come there to look at you. And so I would have put a stop to it. Because see, to me, that's inappropriate. We came to have a good time and socialize like normal people, not look at your little 2-bit piece of shit ass whirling around on the floor like that. So, she would have got dragged, and that would have just been that. You too, Nurse Sue, where have you been? I've been looking for you. I'm like, I was about to send you an email and to make sure your ass was still alive. Thank you, Shay. See, I be looking at Shay's makeup, and I be trying to, but I can't do it. I'm just going to give up. No, Bella, no, this is not fighting over a man. You're not understanding the principle. When a woman does something like this, it's not about the men, it's about the women. She's not touching the dude. The one guy that, kissed her, that was on him. He was stupid. Because who knows where that mouth has been. Okay, that's what I'm saying. He going to wake up with all kind of gross and stuff on his face. That's not the point. When you have a woman doing that kind of stuff in front of you, she's doing it to get your goat and to make you feel like you're less and shamed and embarrassed and jealous and all this kind of stuff. It's about you. It's not about the dude. He's merely the vehicle that she's using to get to you. That's what you don't understand. That's not fighting over a man. That's getting your respect. That's why you drag a bitch. Okay? So like I said, she can do that. Your man can voluntarily go and look at her on her campsite and all this stuff, whatever he wants to. That's fine. But you're not going to do it in front of me, and you're not going to disrespect me at the party that I'm at. I'm going to beat your ass. And it don't have nothing to do with, like I said, him. Because if I was there by myself, is that what you've been doing? If I was there like with my girlfriends and stuff, I would still beat her ass just on GP. It's like, bitch, put some clothes on and close your fucking legs. Smelling like tuna and shit. Don't nobody want to see all that. I would have to do something really vile. That's just the way I am. So anyway, your option here in Glendale, Arizona is you got a couple of options. One is, if you feel like this is the kind of thing that every time you go to these parties, then stop going to all the parties. Why do you guys got to go to all the parties where this chick is going to be? Go to get some different friends. Don't you have some friends? These are your boyfriend's friends. Where's your friends? Go hang out with your friends sometime. Okay. The other thing you could do is just do stuff just the two of you. Okay. The other thing you could do is break up and get a new boyfriend that doesn't have some hoe in his friends group. That would probably be my option after I beat her ass. Because I just have to beat her ass. That would just be what I would have to do. Okay? But, y'all got to understand there's certain things that you're going to run into silly bitches. And it don't have nothing to do with a man. It doesn't matter. It's not about him. It's about her trying to make herself feel like she's better than you. Now, you can do that. You can just use words to just break her down. But you're going to have to understand, don't think it's about fighting about a man. He don't have shit to do with it. Nothing. Okay? Understand the difference. How did I learn that? I don't know. People have asked me that. How did you learn? Shut up, Ravania. How did you learn? I don't know. I've just always been like this. Since I was 4, my family tells a story about me telling my auntie that she stinks. And that she need to take her fat ass and going, well, she was fat. I mean, what you want from me? And tell her that she was fat and she stinked and she need to go take a bath. I was 4 years old. So it's just been a part of my personality. I'm going to just see you and I'm going to read you. You know what I mean? But yeah, she said that she went and she immediately got in the shower too, because she said if somebody 4 tells you that you stink, that must mean that, she didn't smell herself, but that didn't mean that she, didn't have an eau de funk following her down the hallway. Question number 2. This is a male in the 26 to 32 age group from Seattle, Washington. Why do people think that you would want to receive compliments from them when they are rejecting you? Dating apps and sites suck enough, but there really aren't many options to meet somebody. I know that every match won't work out. I get that rejection is a part of dating and it's always going to sting. My frustration is that I don't want to hear how kind and thoughtful and caring and wonderful I am from someone who is rejecting me. Keep it to yourself. Why do you think I would care about your opinion of me at that point? You told me you're not interested in pursuing something further. I'll accept that. Respect your choice and move on. I know the intent is to be kind and to soften the blow, but honestly, I find it patronizing. I am self-aware enough to know that I'm a good person with these qualities, and I don't want or need that validation from someone who has decided the connection isn't right for them. I'm writing to get your opinion. Do the men and women listening to this show feel this way too? Or do you people think it's a nice gesture and I am complaining about nothing? What do you guys think? I'm telling you. Oh, who is this Reggie person who says he loves me? I have a fan. I have expressed to you ladies several different times, like if you want to, you break up with a guy or reject him or whatever, do not offer him friendship, because I said just what he said, that is demeaning, it's degrading, it's disrespectful, and it's, it's just like the word he patronizing. That's the perfect word for it. And it makes it sound like, you throwing somebody a bone out of pity or some shit. Don't nobody want that shit from you. He didn't want to be your friend. He asked you on a date. He trying to get with you man to woman, and then you going to throw him that little friendship bone. Ain't nobody trying to be your damn friend. And so that's what I'll tell you guys, stop doing that. Stop doing that. If you're not going to see a guy anymore, you just cut it. You don't linger on and call him and see how he's doing and try to be friends and go to tea and, have a drink and send him pictures and memes and stuff. Leave the man alone. Okay, just cut ties completely. Block his number and go on with your life. That is the kindest and most respectful way to do it. Make your words and your actions match. That's what I told you. So he's, writing in to say the same thing. The women on these dating apps evidently, they want to be like, oh, you're so amazing. I can just hear it now because, there's some white people. Oh, you're just so amazing and, just really wonderful. It's like some words that black people don't use. And so, and then to say that, and then to turn right around and say, but I don't ever want to see you, your monkey ass again. Well, that's kind of like a mixed message there. That's why he's angry. And so, listen to this, because this sentiment is exactly what I've been trying to teach you, and is an important concept to understand. Don't think that you have to be, offering something to somebody to try to make them feel better. You can't make nobody do nothing. Half of you can't even make yourself not eat a donut or a candy bar. So don't be trying to feel like you can have control over some other grown person's feelings. Okay? Get over yourself. You don't have a kind heart. That's not a kind heart. That's some bullshit ass bullshit. That's what that is. You know you don't mean a word of it. Stop lying to people. It's just so, ugh. Just tell the man, I don't want to see you. And he'll be like, oh, okay. Now, the ones that ask why, then you tell them. Okay, and don't use this flowery language. You say because you suck, or you stink, or you're too short, or you're boring, or your teeth are funny. That lazy eye you got, that was fucking me up. I couldn't tell where you was looking. I just have to fuck with them. But, the bottom line is just, try to get out of it. But if they don't want to let you get out of it, you got to blow them their hair back, then do it. Oh, dating. Ooh, them dating apps. I don't know. I mean, I know there's probably not really too much else you all can do. But I'm telling you, I refuse to even go near them things. I kept threatening that I was going to set up a profile. Thank you. Yes, hit the like button. Thank you. I keep threatening to set up a profile just to test it out, right? To go on some undercover dates and like film under the table and stuff, so I can come back and rush and tell y'all what happened. But the more I think about it, the more I say, like, shit, I'm not trying to waste my time. I might end up in jail. Somebody say something crazy to me, or try to put their hands on me or something. I have to tap them with my stun gun right in the neck. That might not end too well. So I decided, maybe not. Question number 3, female, 26 to 29, from Detroit. Hi, Deb. My mother has Cindy. Diana, don't do it. And Cindy, do it. Okay, this is like the little angel and the little devil, right? Cindy's the little devil. Do it, do it, do it. And Diana's the little angel. Oh, no, don't do that. Stay pure and pristine and out of prison. And the little devil's like, do it, do it, do it. Let's go in there. You tough. You can handle being behind bars for 20 years. Oh, y'all killing me. All right, let's move. Okay, what she say? She's from Detroit, 26 to 29. My mother has started dating this man about a year ago, and I do not like him at all, mainly because I believe he treats her poorly. Well, that's a good reason. He lets her down constantly, even for things that mean a lot to her. Okay, a year ago. All right. He speaks to her harshly. She will jump up at the drop of a hat and cook for him, visit him when he's sick, or let him in her house whenever he wants. But if she asks him to do something for her, he either won't do it or he drags his feet and do it halfway. He has even poked fun at me when I met him, which I do not appreciate at all, and she never said anything to him. But if I cussed him out, she would call me disrespectful. I have explained to her why I don't like him and why I don't want to be around him, but she just gaslights me, insists that I be nice to him and treat him with respect because that is her man. In my opinion, he's garbage, and I will never respect him for as long as I live. Well, tell us how you really feel there, darling. I don't respect people who treat my family like that, ever. Good for you. I understand that breaking up with him is her decision and that I can't force it. But how can I make it clear to my mother how I feel about this man so that she stops expecting me to live in her fantasy world? Thanks so much. What's your mother's love style? Do you know? What's her best communication style? Some people are auditory. They really pay attention to what they hear. Some people are very visual. They pay more attention to what they see. Some people are very tactile, like they need to hold a piece of paper or a card or, something, and then they read it, and if it has perfume, they smell it. It's like a whole sensory experience for them. Which one of those things do you think your mother will respond to the best? So if it's going to be the auditory one, stop talking, send her a recording. If it's going to be like she's tactile, write her a letter or in a card. Or if she's, the kind where she just wants to see it. I mean, yeah, the writing a letter and the card, basically it's going to be either audio or it's going to be visual. That's the approach I would take. But you know your mother. You know which one's going to work best for her. And in that, you're going to outline the things that you love about her, how you value her, how you only want she should have someone who treats her well and adores her and loves her because of the precious woman that she is, and she's got such a wonderful giving heart, and this guy's taking advantage of it, and this and that. Okay, then that's the first part. Then you're going to say, I want to make it very clear to you, Mom, that because you love him does not mean that I have to. To me, he is trash. Look, and he does this and this and this and this and this to hurt you. And he's been hurting you over and over and over again. I'm wondering why you want to hang on to this man who does nothing but disappoint and hurt you. Okay, and then say, if he says anything to me that is disrespectful to me, I'm going to cuss him out. Now, I'm warning you now so that you won't be surprised when it happens. Because the way he came at me before, I didn't like that. Okay, now you can take disrespect from him because, like you said, it's your man, but it's not mine. And then close with, you sandwich that rough part in the middle. And then you close with, again, I just want to reiterate that, I really love you. You're my mom. I want the best for you. I don't want anything to hurt you, happen to you, negative, blah, 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 all this little stuff. Okay? Well, sometimes, when women get older, they start feeling like their option, and plus, that's what men be telling them, that their options are lower and that they can't be too picky or they're going to end up by themselves, and they get stressed out and worried about that, and so they they will tend to get with a guy and accept mistreatment. She's in one of the, remember I said I'm going to do the show. As a matter of fact, let me reiterate that because I had forgot to put the banner up. This one. This show is on Thursday. Okay? 12 typical ways women get played is going to be in there. And then we're going to follow that up with the 3 types of single women. So somewhere in there, this mother is covered in both. She's going to be addressing in both shows. That's what I would suggest, young lady. So you, like I said, give that some thought. Think about which way your mother, like if your mother's the kind that saves cards and looks at them years later and stuff, that's your clue. If she likes to really listen to music and stuff like that, then the tape. It can even be a videotape, but, a recording. Question number 4, male, 21 to 25 from Edmonton, Canada. Hey, Auntie, I am 21, soon to be 22-year-old single guy, mixed race, white and Indian Punjabi. Okay. I've been single for almost 4 years. I've really only been in one formal relationship, and my experiences with women are few. I suffer from low self-esteem and confidence issues, insecurities, depression, etc. Although I am 5'10" and been told I'm not bad looking at all, I still am not very confident, and when I talk to women, I feel as if I'm boring or uninteresting. Sometimes I feel that they don't add to the conversations, like I'm the only one that's keeping the conversations alive. I've tried various dating apps and have completely gave up on them. I barely get any likes or matches, and when I do, they are bots, or the convo dies out and we aren't compatible at all. Any advice would be appreciated. Okay. In your community, I don't know which one of your parents is the Punjabi one, but in the community, don't they have like get-togethers, cultural kind of events and stuff where you could meet, other families that might have a daughter in your age group? If you guys don't do that, look into it, because this is Canada. I know they have people from all over the world there. A lot of people immigrate from other countries to Canada, and I do know I don't know if it's in Edmonton. It could be, somewhere else in Canada, but I do know there are very large, groupings of people from, that part of the world, India. So what I'm going to suggest, I suggest that stay off the dating apps for a while and start thinking about this. Think about this, okay? When you think about yourself, would you want to date you? Like, a female version of you. What is it about yourself that makes you unique and different, funny, exciting to be around, or even at least just interesting to be around? What is it about you that makes you different from the other guys so that a girl would give you a second look? That's something to think about, because that, to me, I think more dudes need to do that. Instead of complaining that women aren't interested in you, ask yourself why. Why are women not interested in you? And then I think that's where you're going to find the answer to why women aren't interested in you. Because you don't have nothing to talk about. You're boring. You just sit there and act all stupid. And so, women are going to be looking at you like, okay, well, what's going on here? Why did you ask me out? And looking for you to, to fill in those blanks and make her choice to go out with you have been a good one. All right? So think about that, and what aspects of your personality that you could develop that might be intriguing to a young lady. Okay? Some special hobby or interest. I don't know. I don't know what young men do these days, 21 years old. Shoot, my daughter's way older than that. So I don't really know what to tell you to do. It has to be something that you like, and it has to be something that's available in Edmonton, Canada. And, just giving that some thought of like, what does the young people in Edmonton, Canada do for fun? Do you ever do any of those things? So look around and give that some thought, okay? And then I think you'll at least be on the path to having some better dates. And I think if you can have more better dates, it will help build your confidence, because you'll see that you can do this, right? And so, okay, yeah, I can do this. And then it's kind of like a circular thing. It just builds your confidence more and more every time. So let's move on to question number 5. We got 26, so I have to stop talking so much. She's a 26 to 32 age group from Spokane, Washington. I'm 26 and my boyfriend is 23. Okay, that's your first mistake. We've been dating for just over a year now, and the other day we had a discussion about the future, marriage, kids, etc. I don't want kids right at this very second, but I do want them someday. But he said basically he has no interest in having kids at all, but it's possible maybe one day he will feel differently. Possible maybe, okay? I love him so much, and he's the first partner I've found who actually seems to care about me and treat me well after 2 abusive relationships. I don't know what to do. Is it worth staying and worrying about it later? Please help. No, it's not. It's not. One thing that's really good, though, is, whatever your picker was broken that had you picking 2 abusive relationship partners before seems to have fixed itself. Okay? So I think you should have a little bit more confidence that, okay, whatever, radar you picked up on to align yourself with this particular guy, that was great. That was a perfect way to start. You made a good choice in partners. He's caring, he's loving, and this and that. The only thing is, he has on a different life path than you. You want to be somebody's mother, and he doesn't want to be nobody's daddy. So that's where y'all's gonna part ways, okay? You've been with him for a year. You already know that where you trying to go, he ain't gonna be going with you. There's no point in continuing this relationship. That's a decision that you're gonna have to make, though, because it seems like it's gonna be hard for you. But instead of looking at this as a loss, look at it as, okay, whatever was wrong with me when picking men who were abusive, this and that, I've grown past that. I now know how to pick a partner who can be loving and support, all the stuff that you said about this guy. But now what I got to do is fine tune a little bit, and I just got to, just tweak it a little and make sure that the man that I get with is on the same page and we have the same kind of interest in our future, what we want for our futures as we grow older. Once you do that, then that'll be your man. Okay. But you're on the right path. Trust yourself. You're doing well. You're only 26, and you've already got that behind you, and you can do this. Okay. So just tell him that's something that you really give a lot of thought to, and you can't spend any more time with him. Not only that, he's only 23. Okay, you're already 3 years older than him, and in your 20s, that's a huge amount of maturity difference. So this wasn't gonna work. Anyway, question number 6, female, 26 to 32, from London. Hey Deb, I've written you about 2 years ago, before the pandemic, about my ogling, sleazy, creepy husband. I'm unfortunately still with him, sad and desperate that things only got worse. Just to summarize, he's been sleazing at waitresses, his favorite sleaze material. Women walking alone, particularly those wearing tight tops or short skirts or shorts. And now with the lockdown, the sleaze opportunities have dwindled. So he's turned to moms in playgrounds, mums, she says, women walking their dogs, etc. I'm just so sick and tired of this. I can't bring myself to write everything I've witnessed in this nightmare of a 4-year marriage. Just sick that this is the guy that showed me so many red flags from the beginning, and I ignored them. Oh, this is very telling. I feel helpless. How can I survive this nightmare? Over the last year or so, I avoided going out with him. Literally me with our daughter most of the time, and he is taking daughter once or twice a week on his own. I always find excuses about why I don't want to go out together. However, when we do go out, occasionally I feel sick. I now have to put up with this on a short holiday. Please help me buy some time. What can I do to survive this nightmare for another 6 months or so? Talking to him about his behavior never helps. It only gets worse. Anything cynical, passive-aggressive, etc. No, I don't do passive-aggressive or cynical in a situation like this. The thing that jumped out at me at this letter is you have a daughter and your husband is a pervert. You don't say what age your daughter is, but you've only been married for 4 years. So let's just say she's a toddler, I don't know, 2 or 3 years old. At some point, your daughter's going to start, her body's going to start changing, and she's going to start wearing little dresses, and she's going to start growing boobs, and she's going to start developing hips, and your husband is going to be staring at her like he stares at all these other women. How are you going to handle that? That's the only thing that's jumped out at me in this whole thing. Because the other stuff is y'all is grown. You can do whatever you want to, but then you finish this up with that you have a daughter and your husband is a fucking pervert. And, you guys split up. He's going to be taking the daughter. He's going to be having the daughter for overnights. He's going to have his custody and visitation. And he is a fucking pervert. Lady, you have messed up so bad here. It's not even funny. And I know people always say, oh, you shouldn't tell people I told you. So, no, I'm going to do that because you already knew that he was a fool. You already knew that you said when you saw the red flags, and then you went and had a baby with him. If you'd at least had a baby, you could have escaped with no problem, just dipped out. But now you got a kid, so you're going to have to be tied to this fool for the next 18 years, and child support, visitation, all that stuff, plus all the risks is going to put that little girl in because her dad is a perv. You, lady, need to see an attorney. Tell them what you've noticed and see what you can do about setting up, and you leave him supervised visitation. So he's never alone with that girl ever. That's what you need to do. That's what I would do. Either that or I would dip out and change my kid's name and mine too, and he would never find us again. This is a recipe for disaster. You and anyone listening to this, you say you have a man like this, think with the big picture. Okay, don't just be sitting there thinking about, oh, he's looking at women. He's looking at young women. Don't you think your daughter's going to be looking like that in a few years? Ladies, you got to think better than what you've been doing. Your daughter's going to be subjected to some bullshit because you picked an idiot to have a kid by. I'm very irritated with you right now. But that's what I'm going to recommend. You see an attorney, tell him what's going on, and ask what you can do to protect your daughter. Question number 7, female, 30 to 36, from Erie, Pennsylvania. We have been together almost 7 years. I noticed a while ago he was becoming distant and talking and acting different towards me. Let me see what you guys are saying. Your daughter's in therapy with you? Yeah, she didn't listen. She said pre-COVID, so that'd be right. That had to be 2019 because it was January, February, March is when we all started being locked down in last year. Okay, I noticed a while ago he was becoming distant and talking and acting differently towards me. One day while we were texting, I guess he noticed something was wrong, and he asked me what was wrong, and I told him I didn't think I was ready to talk about it yet. Truth of it is, I was skeptical and nervous to tell him that I noticed him being distant because of the way he has reacted every single time I brought up any relationship issue or my feelings on anything. He gets angry, defensive, and blames it on me, denies what I say that I have a concern about, says I'm attacking him, says he's not good at talking about relationship bullshit or my Dr. Phil bullshit. He was getting irritated with me not telling him, so I did. Of course, he denied backing away or being distant. Got mad and said I was doing this because I know he hated it, talking about relationship issues so that he would break up with me. He said that I was the one causing the problems. He even told me to get bent, that I didn't know what I was talking about. So I shut up, and the next day he sent me a text that morning, very nice, except for I'm not talking with you in circles all day again today. So I texted him back saying I'm too busy getting bent like you told me. I was angry. Time went by and I ended up bringing it up one more time because as time went by, he seemed more distant and talking to me like I was just a friend. We went out for drinks a couple of nights ago and it was awkward. He was acting to me like just a friend. When we got to our hotel room, I told him it wouldn't hurt my feelings to lay with me, and he got defensive and kind of irritated and said he just wanted to chill, as if bothering his chill time. So I just went to bed. The next day we had an opportunity to spend the day together and the evening together, and he chose not to do that. He ignored me most of the day and my texts. When he finally did text me, he said he was going to go ahead and leave town. Wow. I asked him point blank why he wasn't taking the opportunity to spend time with me. He didn't even acknowledge me. I've been told him that if it was his goal to make me feel very wanted, that he was successful. His response was, I don't want to fight with you. I'm just tired. I just want to get an early start on this trip. Never done that before. He was 4.5 hours away from his destination. It was early. I'm skeptical about what he did that night. Okay, you just went on and on and on. So anyway, at this point, there's no communication from him at all in 2 days. And I've not attempted to contact him either because I don't know if I should or not. Please help me, Deb. I know this is long and I'm sorry because I know you hate long letters. But I'm desperate for some ideas on what to do here because I love him and I just don't understand what's going on. Love yourself. There's nothing to understand here. He's done. Okay? Done with this relationship. He sounds like a narcissist, and he found somebody else that he gets better results with than you. First of all, why would you date somebody for 7 years? Why would you do that? All right? Isn't that what you said? Let me not misquote you. I could have sworn that's what you said. Yep. All together almost 7 years. Okay? Then you say he's been, talking, becoming distant and talking, acting different towards you. That is the first sign that there's another woman involved. I guess in these days it could be a man too. You just never know. But whatever it is, his attention is now elsewhere. It's not on you. What a woman should do, they're not married, travel one, dating for 7 years. Well, why would you date somebody for 7 years? Just 7 months is enough. So you see that his behavior towards you has changed, right? For some reason, though, women don't want to accept what you see. There always comes this doubt where you're going to chase him to get an answer. You want him to say what's going on, and you want some validation that what you observed is real and is true. And yes, he's really doing that. Why do you need him to tell you that when you can see it with your own 2 eyes and you feel it with your own feelings? Anytime a man's behavior towards you changes, ladies, it's time to deuce out. Okay, because a man who's all about you, he stays going forward. His behavior might change, but it changes for the better. Instead of wanting to see you once or twice a week, now he wants to see you 3 or 4 times a week. He's calling you all the time. He's trying to be in your face all the time. He's, doing little things that he knows is going to make you happy. The more he finds out about you, the more nice little things he does for you. That's a relationship where there's progress and where, the guy is really showing that he really cares about you. When you have a guy who treats you like this, he's straight telling you without telling you, I'm done with you, ma'am. I don't want to be bothered with you anymore. Okay? That's what he's telling you. He's being disrespectful to you. He's being condescending to you. You know, treating you like trash, going to a hotel with you, and then he just don't even want to lay in bed with you. I mean, how much more disrespect and callous treatment do you need to get a clue? This is over. Okay, this is over. Block him. Whatever clothes and stuff he has at your house, box them all up and ship them to him at his house, and then be done. Okay? Because this 7 years wasted. Don't do that anymore. Don't spend 7 years with somebody. Oh, attached. You know, most women's attachment is in their imagination. You know what women are attached to? Feelings of what they think. Okay, it's like she's not attached to him because the feelings that she's getting from him are negative, right? What she's attached to is her fantasy version of the relationship that they have. She doesn't want to let that fantasy go and replace it with the reality that's right in her face. And this is most of y'all's problem. You see what's going on. He cheating and gave you a STD, got a baby with some bitch, you know, be pummeling on you, doing all kind of shit. But you refuse to let go of the dream. That's what it is. You have a fantasy about what you want from this man and your dream relationship and all this stuff. And as long as he feeds you a little microscopic crumb of niceness every once in a while, you will hang on to that stuff. And that's why they do treat you like that, because it works. Okay? Y'all have got to do better about treating yourselves well. If a man is not giving you the relationship that you want, you cut him loose. That's all there is to it. You cut him loose. You don't sit there suffering, groveling for his time and attention and ask him repeatedly, what's wrong? Why won't you talk to me? What's going on? You're just being so different. You're distant. You're this and that. He knows that. He's doing it on purpose. Okay, you being redundant and remedial, telling him some shit he already knows. He's sitting there looking at you like, when is this dumb bitch going to get a clue and tell me to get out the door so I can escape here? And it won't be my fault. You know, men are cowards. They don't want to be the one to break up. They want you to do it. And this is how they do it. They mistreat you and be rather abusive to you, hoping that you have enough self-respect that you cut them loose. But you don't. You sitting up here writing me like 19 pages of bullshit. Let the man go. Okay, let him go. Don't talk to him again. He hasn't talked to you in a couple of days. The relationship is over. He's hoping you never call him again. Y'all don't. You got to have more pride about yourself. See, my thing is, my fingers would rot off like I had leprosy before I would pick up a phone and call some motherfucker who talked to me like this and treated me. Well, he wouldn't even got to do all of this. Because soon as he started, you know, acting shady, I would have been like, you acting stupid, so let's break up. Right? That's all. I don't need to see a whole performance of your clown act. You know, one trick is enough for Deb. Okay? And your performance at the Deb Circus is canceled. I'm not trying to be there. It's just, you know, women, I'm telling you, that hope shit. Y'all in hope is just... Y'all just be keeping hope alive and be resurrecting it and mummifying it and building shrines to it and giving it a CPR and all kind of stuff. Hope. Let's move on. Question number 8. Female, 21 to 25 from Bolton, Greater Manchester, England. My boyfriend wants me to hike with him, but when I do, he always brings his dog. The rule of the trail is dogs must be leashed in the parking lot and can be off leash on the trail if they don't touch people or jump on them. His dog is not trained at all, and that is the way he likes his dog to be. He lets his dog touch people and jump on them, which embarrasses me very much. Yesterday on the trail, his dog was running towards some people, and I turned to watch to make sure the dog wasn't getting too close to them. And so I wasn't watching where I was going, and I tripped on a rock and fell very hard to the ground. Ooh, I landed on my cheek, ouch, and my hand and arm and knee, and skinned my knee and forearm and tore a hole in my pants and was covered with mud. My knee and hand really hurt today. Oh my God, girl, I hope you wouldn't get x-rays. When we got back to the parking lot, My boyfriend wouldn't leash his dog, and a woman had to stop her car several times to make sure not to hit the dog. This embarrassed me very much. When we got home, I very calmly tried to talk to my boyfriend about this, and I said sometimes in relationships, people have to talk about things and come up with a solution together. I feel embarrassed when the dog rules aren't followed on the trail. He blew up when I said this and started yelling at me really bad. He said he'll do whatever he wants with his dog, and he told me what a horrible person I am and that he likes dogs way more than people, and that at least he takes his dogs for walks, unlike the other 3 dog owners on his street, and that he would have no problem killing their dogs. He also yelled at me for not petting his dog whenever she comes over to me and starts poking her nose against me. I don't enjoy petting her. I'm not a touchy-feely person, but I do give her treats, and I've taught her to sit and shake hands, and I tell her what a good girl she is, and I call her honey and sweetheart. It really scared me when my boyfriend started screaming at me. What did I do wrong? What should I do now? What you did wrong was date him. Okay, that was the mistake. Now, it sounds like you get home. Y'all living together? Is that what that means? Or are you just home back to his home? What's happening? If you living with this fool, move out. Move out and break up. This is going nowhere. Okay, I want you to understand what the mentality is of this man. Okay, I will do whatever I want. He would have no problem killing their dogs. Those 2 sentences right there tell me all I need to know about this man and his character. Now, if I'm on a trail and the dog comes up and jumps up on me, I'm not going to know if the dog is trying to attack me or if the dog being friendly. And when I go into wild wooded areas like that, I carry a hunting knife. And guess whose dog would have got stabbed and gutted? And he would have been sitting there with his dog's entrails all over the road saying, well, what did you do that for? Because your dog went for my throat. And him like, well, he wasn't going to bite you. How the fuck was I supposed to know that? Okay. And then if he came too close, he would get gutted too. So, see, he hasn't run into the right person yet. And this kind of stuff, this attitude that he has where he's going to have his animal, let's say the dog run up on a little kid like how you fell and got hit, hurt and everything. What if he did that to somebody's 3, 4, 5-year-old kid and the kid was the one that got all these injuries? If that was my baby, him and that dog would be thrown over the side of a cliff. I'm seeing my kid all fucked up and, possibly having broken bones and stuff because you want to have your wild animal off leash on the trail with all these people? No. See, sometimes people, and this thing here, I'm going to do what I want and I don't have any problem killing their dog. The lady who kept stopping for the dog in the parking lot, she was good because I would have gunned my engine, ran that fucking dog over. And so you should have had it on the leash. You didn't do it. It ran in front of my car. Sucks for you. And drove on about my business. So, she was really nice. I don't know. Maybe I'm a hateful person. But, if there's rules like that posted and you don't do it and your dog runs in front of my car, your dog is getting hit. And if your dog survives, that's good. If it don't, oh well, sucks for you. Should have put it on the leash like the sign said. And then you wouldn't be having that problem. So you create a problem for yourself. Yes, it is, Diana. And it won't be shit he can say. And especially with the witnesses, people from the trail coming down saying, yeah, because the dog attacked us on the trail. And I'd be like, yeah, the dog was about to attack me. And so I was jumped in my truck and was running away. And the dog just got run over. I don't know what to tell him. But anyway, the long story short, because I know his dog would be injured or dead, and I wouldn't have gave a fuck. You get away from this man. Get away from this man because he's crazy. Okay? Something's weird about him, and he's going to tell you to your face that you're a horrible person. He likes dogs more than people. That means he likes his dog better than you. What the fuck you doing there? Let him fuck his dog then. Okay? That's what you need to tell him. You love your dog, then sleep with and fuck her. I'm out. Killing people's dogs and all that old stuff. I mean, not like I'm a big pet person, but see, that's some foul shit right there. He just mad because they walk their dogs on the leash and he doesn't. I don't know. Too bad, so sad. Exactly. Question 9, female, 36 to 42 from Louisville, Kentucky. I just started dating a 45-year-old who has mentioned wanting to get married one day. I have never been a fan of the institution of marriage. Okay, so we had one lady let her she want to get married, and this one doesn't. So let's see. He's 45. How old are you? Okay, let's keep reading. I feel like it makes even less sense as people get older. The way I see it, marriage is just a good legal/financial partnership tool. By 40, most people have built up most of their wealth, and so marriage becomes more of a risk, particularly if there's some financial disparity. The idea just makes me anxious, as it seems like a big risk with little reward. I'm anxious to hear what you think motivates the non-religious romantics out here to aspire to get married after 40. Oh, what is this? It says second letter on similar subject matter. Female 30 to 36 from Los Angeles. Oh, she blended them together? Oh, this is something new. I've been with my boyfriend for a few years and things are great between us except for the massive elephant in the room. He is so hesitant about getting married. We live separately and both have kids from previous relationships. He's divorced and I've not been married before. I believe he loves me and he knows I love him, but this is now causing an issue between us. It's got to the point where I'm seriously having to think about ending things because it's upsetting me. I don't want to, though, because he's almost perfect in every other way. What would you do in this situation? Okay, so wait a minute. I'm trying to understand what Candace did here. Okay, so you're dating a man who wants to talk about getting married one day, who's 45, and you don't see the point in it. And this lady is 30, 36, and she wants to get married, and her boyfriend says he doesn't see the point in it. Okay, so y'all need to switch partners. You go over there with the 45-year-old man who wants to get married, and that lady who doesn't want to see any value in marriage need to go over here and date your boyfriend so he don't see no value in it either, and everybody be happy. I just solved the problem. Look at me. Yay, me. You know, the bottom line, though, for both of you, for all four of you, you're in a relationship with a partner who wants a life choices. Like I told the lady earlier, the partner that wants something out of life that you don't. Okay, you want a lifestyle that that person does not want. So in that case, what you have to do is just move on. You know, people don't change. Y'all in your 30s and 40s. You're set. This is it. This is what you want. This is the lifestyle you have chosen. This is the way that you are going to live for the rest of your days. So for someone to come and try to pressure you and try to coerce you into being a parent, that never really works. So what you have to do, though, you guys have to have enough courage. Love is not everything that you need. There has to be some basic grounds for compatibility there, a similar vision, outlook, so y'all can work together like a team. Otherwise, you working in one direction, he's working in a different one. And what's the point then? If you want something and this person's never going to give it to you, why are you there? What are you doing? They've already told you what time it is. So the one who has to make a decision to move on is you, not them. Okay? Wow. That's what I'm saying. Just go find somebody who wants to be married. Or you don't want to, then they don't either. I don't see what the big deal is. Question number 10, female 36 to 42 from South Carolina. About 18 months ago, pre-pandemic, I met a cool guy on blank, a dating app for larger people and their admirers. I lived about an hour and a half from him at the time. Across the state line, we met in person twice, and both times I drove there back and forth as he does not have a car. Okay. And you in your 30s, and 36 to 42 age group, and you met a cool dude and he didn't have no car, and you drove back and forth to see him? Couldn't he take a train or something, bus, something to get to you? No? Fast forward to now, after losing my father to COVID last May and getting COVID myself but recovering, I relocated 900 miles to the deep south from the northeast for a fresh start, to escape painful memories and in search of affordable housing. In less than a year, I managed to set myself up in a new city, find a small duplex I love for $400 a month. What? Y'all, we need to move to South Carolina. Yeah, but don't they have hurricanes and tornadoes and stuff be wiping people out? Less than half of what my rent was up north, and after a few false starts at a couple of jobs, I'm working full-time doing a job I love. And they seem to like me, too. I even completed a short vocational training program at a local community college and earned a new professional certification, all in less than a year. Anyway, my one remaining relative, my mom, is going to be recovering from a health crisis, so I'm headed north for a week to see her and handle some other business. My friend that I met 18 months ago wants to see me and would love to see him too, maybe for some intimacy, maybe not. My thing is this: I'm coming up north at my own expense, taking approved but unpaid time off of work. I pay my own way, including transportation, means money spent on hotel, etc. He told me that the week I'm approved to be off of work is inconvenient, and I should reschedule my whole trip for days that he is off work. Oh, wow. I say that I'll be in his city for 2 days, and he should call out or schedule off for at least one of those days to spend time with me, since I'm paying my way and traveling almost 900 miles. Am I wrong for feeling that this is very one-sided if he refuses to do this? I already drove at my own expense to meet him twice, and while it's true that I have come up north anyway, I'm still going to be going out of my way to stop in Baltimore for 2 days to see him. Okay, Baltimore, for real? Frustrated, and I want to say to hell with it. Dates for me aren't easy to find for a variety of reasons. I want to go into that ad nauseum, but I'm a fat, middle-aged black woman, so you get the idea. Now what? Well, you're in the right place. I'm going to just say that, because when I lived in the South, everybody was too big to eat. And they used to watch me jogging and running and going to, I was the only black woman in the Gold's Gym working out with weights, the only one. The whole time I lived there, I would go to the gym at the University of Houston, the only black girl up in there. Now, at this time, this was many moons ago, but that was not, everybody was big. So I'm going to say this. You in the deep South now. So, what you might say was viewed as, fat in Northeast is just, what's the words they use? Healthy, thick, them kind of euphemisms. But I'm going to tell you one thing. Yeah, I wouldn't be going to Baltimore for nothing. I'll tell you one thing that I did notice when I was down in the South. All the women, no matter what size they were, their hair was laid, their nails was done, their makeup was, as we say nowadays, on fleek, and they looked put together. Nobody was walking around looking all like nasty. Yeah, big bone did. Put them extra D's and E's in there, Cindy. But nobody was walking around looking toe up. That was me. And they was just always put together. Honey had their heels, their pumps and stuff on, and I'll be, be walking like this. Everybody had that little sachet with them hips moving and stuff. Just, the sexy walk. So they were big girls, but honey, they was working it. And all them women had husbands. And all the women had husbands that adored them. They was not trying to make them lose weight and tell them that they was too big or nothing. They couldn't get enough of them. Just all over them, hugging on them, kissing on them, holding their hands and rubbing on them all the time and stuff like that. So that's what I saw, okay, when I was in the South. So I'm going to say this. Stop worrying about that fool in Baltimore, because Baltimore is full of dusty motherfuckers. There's just nothing there, okay? And concentrate your energies into getting out and about where you are now, okay? Make friends there. Go to some meetups or something. Go check out some stuff. Well, I don't know, because their fat wouldn't be jiggly. Maybe they use girdles or something. I don't really know. I'm just telling you what I saw. I was a kid, so I wasn't really investigating it on that level. But I just noticed, because I used to try to mimic their walk and stuff, right? Because they'd be walking, and it was just all so graceful and, just so coordinated and just so smooth and just, it just got your attention. So I don't know. Did they have like a big girl walk like a boss school or something? But that's what I saw. And I'm telling you, they all had husbands. And the husbands was not broke, and they was not ugly either. So I'm saying you just have to refocus what you're doing and remember where you are. Don't let yourself get like all loose and nasty kind of fat. Do your exercise and stuff. But you're in a spot where you don't have to worry about your weight like what you are. You know what? I want Cindy. Cindy need a timeout. It's jiggling, baby. It's jiggling, baby. All of a sudden, I could hear that music in my head. Oh, my my God, these people are out of control. Question number 11, female, 30 to 36 from Italy. Oh, this question is going to be a bit different because it's not exactly about a specific problem I'm having, but more so about hypothetical situations. And I'm trying to understand how things work. Comedians Chris Rock and Bill Burr, whoever that is, both have routines in which they talk about the reason famous rich men have affairs is because so many women are throwing themselves at them wherever they go. Basically, men are as faithful as their options is their point. Now, I know that these are comedy bits and generalizations and should be taken with a grain of salt. And I also know that for sure this isn't 100% true, since there are many charismatic, handsome men that have options that are faithful because they know how to restrain themselves, and there are ugly losers that always find ways to cheat. After all, any man has at least an option to cheat with a prostitute or a pick-me. Very true. But I've heard similar things many times, and there is a grain of truth to that, I guess. I suppose if a guy is a famous rich athlete that has perfect tens throwing themselves at him daily, it's very unlikely he won't succumb, at least sometimes. I guess my questions are, to what degree do you think what degree do you think men are as faithful as their options is true? Ladies, you can respond too. So her question is, to what degree do you think men are as faithful as their options, quote, is true? Do you think it's a combination of character and temptation due to lifestyle? I'm inclined to think that some men are hopeless pathological cheaters and narcissists and want to cheat all the time, while some would never intentionally seek to cheat and might even resist temptation often, but they still have a breaking point, a perfect 10 at a perfect moment, daily temptations, etc. Do you agree? And do you also think a man can love a woman and still cheat just for sex? To be clear, that does not mean that it's excusable. Cheating is a scumbag move in any shape or form. I'm just curious about it because I do think you can separate love from sex, even though cheating is bad because it hurts another person, but it's more a proof of selfishness and poor self-control than lack of love, in my humble opinion. Your thoughts? Disclaimer, women can and do cheat just like men. I'm focused on men because I'm a heterosexual woman, not because I think women are innocent and never go for, or at least tempted to go for, some side D. Even though men just love to think they're the only ones that like to show their wild oats while women will faithfully stay at home and cook them dinner, LOL. Girl, you wrote so much. I have to go back and figure out where's the question at. Oh, is it true that men are faithful as their options? No, it's not true at all. Because even if a guy is walking down the street and suddenly options of pussy starts raining from the sky, right? He knows he's committed somewhere. He's supposed to put on his hood, pop up his umbrella, and race home to his wife. He's not supposed to be looking up there peeping at the opportunities that's dropping down from the sky. See? So when you have a thing like, you're going on and you're giving them, excuses. That's what you're doing. You're giving them excuses by saying, well, there it's a person's perfect 10 and this and that, blah, blah, blah. I don't give a fuck if it's a 17. If you married to me, motherfucker, and we made marriage vows, I don't give a damn what comes into your face. You put your dick somewhere else, this marriage is over. And that's just the way it is. I don't care. You think about that. You think about alimony and child support and child visitation. Oh my God. All of that for 10 minutes of fun that you really didn't need to have because pussy is pussy. It's all the same. Once you get in it, the same thing happens. The same basic movement patterns. Okay? So I really don't understand why they be so focused on, sliding it into a different one. I mean, what the fuck is the big deal? It's like with women and, it's the same basic shit happens. I mean, some of them might be bigger, some of them might be smaller. But I mean, after you experience, one or two of those in your life, which I think all these men have had before they got married, what is it you're still looking for? To see if it changed? What's the point? What are you doing? So it's not really about that. It's not about sex. It's about, just people not being needy. My daddy used to say, they not needy, they greedy. So they just want to do it because they feel like they can. And they don't, when in that moment, they're not thinking about you. They're not thinking about their love. They're not thinking about their marriage. They're not thinking about what their children are going to go through. They're not thinking about nothing except themselves. So, they're trying to make all these jokes about it and stuff. And, using all these words and making it funny and, giving all these weird examples and all this stuff. But the bottom line is, if you have a man who's still in your face and still in the church or still at the courthouse and made vows to you of fidelity, and then he decides at some point to break them, then what you have is a fuck boy. He's not, his love, what you say, you think you can separate love from sex? No, you can't. Not, you can if you're single. But once you love somebody enough to marry them, that's heavy. That's a lot of love. And that person then decides, well, I can separate my love from you from sex. No, you can't. You in that moment are not loving me at all. You're loving yourself. And that therein lies the difference. So there's no excuse for that, young lady, no matter what you say. It doesn't have anything to do with their options. It has to do with their choices. Because even if they don't have any options like I just described, they will go and create options by creating online profiles. They will create options by going out to bars, hanging out, and flirting with women. They will create options by lying, taking off their wedding rings, and pretending to be single. They create options. Okay? So understand that any man that you're with who made a promise and commitment to you and then he violates it to stick his dick somewhere else does not love you. Don't even pretend anything else. That's the way it is. Because a man who really loves you does not want to hurt you. A man who doesn't give a fuck about you doesn't mind hurting you. Okay? No matter what kind of lies they come back talking about, well, I love you though. No, you don't, motherfucker. Stop lying. No, you don't. So, so many women don't get that, though. Well, he said, I don't give a fuck what that lying two-bit snake mouth fool said. He said all kind of shit. But, don't go by what men say. Go by what they do. And he lied to you about loving you, and now he's dipping and dabbing over with somebody else and probably told her the same thing. I don't put anything past them. Let's move on. Question number 12, female, 226 from Houston, Texas. Me and my boyfriend been in a relationship for 1+ year, and I moved in with him temporarily after 3 months of dating. Why did you do that? Then after 9 months, I left my rented apartment where I lived alone for 7 years to move in completely with him. We are 21 and 22. At first, he would clean after himself, but nowadays he barely does anything. I feel like I'm his mother and maid. I feel like he's a child who only wants to play with the toys and doesn't want to clean the mess he has made. I had the opportunity to move to my aunt's house in another city where I wouldn't pay anything and have my own room with sufficient space, but I decided to stay here with him. What you do that for? I left my rented apartment after 7 years of living there, which was cheap, and I could afford to live there alone even more, but I chose him over my comfort. Well, you was making all kinds of stupid decisions, wasn't you? He has a 6-hour job. He works remote and is a senior at university, remote classes. I'm a master's degree student. I feel like I don't have enough time to take care of myself. I try to do my homework, clean, and cook, and I'm also learning programming for a future job. I get that he's busy, but he won't even wipe the table. I was hungry one night. I went to the kitchen to grab a sandwich, and I saw roaches on the table where he had eaten and didn't clean. Roaches gross me out so much. Oh, my God. I just want to just run and up and down the street screaming. I got disgusted by that and told him I cannot live like this. He said he does clean and tried. He still says this over and over, but he won't even take out the trash. I do this all by myself. When I lived at that apartment for 7 years, 2 of those years I lived with my male cousins. They would do the same thing. At the beginning, they would do some household chores and then nothing until they left and moved out. Not even washing the dishes after they ate when I was gone for a week. The whole house was a mess when I came back. He says I don't need to do anything in the house, but I can't live like that. His mother was in the same situation. She told me that his father wouldn't help her at all. She had a full-time job and would arrive home at 9 p.m. and the sink would be full of dishes. They are now divorced. I feel overwhelmed. What should I do? Divorce? Well, you're not even married, so just break up. Call your auntie. Since your classes and everything you doing is online, you can do it from her house just like you can do it from there. Pack your shit, get you a U-Haul, and deuce out. Go to stay at your auntie's house and be somewhere that's going to be clean, quiet, and peaceful. See, and shake out all your clothes. Make sure you shake them so you don't bring no roaches over to your auntie's house. She will hate you forever. Because, they like to be like in people's clothes and shoes or some shit. I don't know. but you make sure you shake all your shit out outside. Put them in plastic bags, so if they have any roach eggs in them, the eggs will hatch and you'll see the baby roaches in there. You can just throw everything in the washing machine and wash everything before the roaches get out and infest your auntie's house. Oh, I'm so fucking grossed out right now. I don't even know what to do. All on the table where the food is. See, Amanda, I'm right behind you, girl. I'm going to be swigging a Benadryl after this show, because that image, Honey, you made a series of really, really gross errors, but you know what? At least you don't have any kids with him. Woo! You escaped. So call your auntie, say, Auntie, I made a stupid, dumb decision. Can I still come? And she's going to say yes. And you're going to be like, I will be there next week in time for Thanksgiving. And you pack all your little shit and you go. That's what you do. And tell this nasty, disgusting, roach-infested little gremlin that you are done with him. Ugh. Ooh, just think. See, that's when I think of a man who's that nasty about his, and stuff. Now, like I said, I have clutter. Oh, my house is. I got papers, stacks of papers, with Post-its on it. So this is research for this and this and this and stuff. And, but it's clutter. It's not nasty. My house does not have no food sitting around, but the dishes are washed, the floor swept and mopped and all this kind of stuff. The bathroom is clean. It's just my papers are kind of my desk is a hot mess. But this, if you got a man who's nasty like that about his surroundings, you can bet his hygiene's probably questionable too. And you take a look under them females. This is just, this is gross. If I had a couple of file cabinets, I wouldn't even have clutter, but shit, them things are heavy. I'd have to get somebody to bring them up. I need one of them 4-drawer kind, with the long ones. If I had one of those, I wouldn't have any clutter. Everything would be put in there. But alas, since I don't, I have stacks of papers. This is just messed up. Okay, let's move on. Question 13. This is a female in the 21 to 26 age group from Chesapeake, Virginia. This has been happening a lot lately, and it's really grating on my nerves. It goes like this. I will meet a guy online. We have seen the initial recent photos. Now, from that point, if there's mutual attraction, I would like to get to know the guy through texting. Like enough to see if we're compatible in lifestyle, goals, beliefs, just regular chatting, get to know each other. Why can't you have a phone conversation? No, I moved on. I'm talking about something else now. But lately, this has turned into like demands for photos. I want to see more pictures of you. Show me what you look like right now. Take a selfie for me. Show me what you're eating. But the guy never sends more photos than that original first introduction photo. Wait, you in the 21 to 20? Okay. I mean, after a while, maybe a few weeks chatting, I'll be open to a voice call, even a video call if we make it this far. But I'm sick of being asked for photos about minutia of my life. My cat, my dog, a photo of the food I'm eating, a photo of my TV with the show I'm watching. What? I'm not on the Truman Show. I love that movie. This is getting annoying. And sometimes I really like the person, but like I said, if I ask them something, sometimes I would get a really old picture of themselves, blurry, and even that's rare. Usually they say they don't like to take photos, but I'm expected to be a nonstop Instagram model and be selfie ready at all times of the day, or really I just want to chill and get to know them. And let me just say, I've complied in the past, and I'm still single. So no matter what I do, if I give in or if I don't give in, I end up alone in the end. So what is normal now? Do you ladies of the squad get asked to send nonstop photos and selfies all day to guys you are interested in? And Auntie, what should I say if I'm not comfortable with these pick demands yet still interested in getting to know them as a person? And are they serious, or this will never go anywhere? I need help figuring this out. Okay, look, how many times have you been through this? Did it ever go anywhere yet? Okay, that the answer to your question right there. You need to ask me that question. Your brain works, right? Yeah, you just said it. What I do or don't, I still end up alone in the end. So that should tell you that this does not work. So what will you do? What would Deb do? Send me a picture of what you're sending right now. I will after you do it. End of question. Because you said they always say, well, I don't like to take pictures. Me either. Watch the video called Mirroring, because you seem to have forgotten that. You mirror the energy that a man shows you. You mirror it back. You don't go out of your way to do nothing for them, because it makes it seem like you auditioning and you just, trying, jumping through hoops, trying to get his attention or some shit. I could give less than a fuck. It's like, well, show me a recent picture of you. Just go online somewhere and find a picture and send it to him. Or better yet, he's showing a picture of you. It doesn't have to be of your face. You just send him a picture of your hand going like this. See? Just do a close-up of just your hand and then send him that. That is a picture of me. You didn't say it was of my face. Wordplay. Show him a picture of your feet, your bunions and corns and whatnot. Yeah, they send me a recent picture. Okay. Or be like, cousin it. Because I flip my hair to the front, put my sunglasses on. I've done this to people. And took a selfie like that and sent it. This guy said, I want another picture of you. I sent his ass that. He's like, oh, I don't like this picture. I said, good. That's the whole point. I didn't want you to like it because I wanted you not to be asking me for shit. If I want to send you a picture, I will send you. No, you don't want to send him a picture of a bill, because what you gonna do if he send you the money, then he wants something for it. That's not a good move. Don't do that. Plus, they're gonna have personal information on it and stuff like that. No, don't do that. You don't know who kind of freak you dealing with on these online sites, who weirdo fucking predators. I would not do anything that personal information on it at all. But just listen to what they say and then just use it back on them. But it really, personally, if a guy asks me for that kind of stuff, I'm going to say there's all the information you need, until we meet is on the site. That's all I'm going to give you. Now, if you want to continue having a conversation and try to get to know each other, then we can do that. But if you ask me for anything, any other pictures, like you just a collector or something, then I'm not going to be interested, and we can just stop this waste of each other's times right now. He gonna have a foot fetish. I'm gonna send him a picture of somebody's with feet with hammer toes and corns and stuff on them. I tell you, these guys, what is wrong with these guys? But anyway, don't do this. And any other woman listening to this, don't do that. You don't know what these dudes are doing with all these pictures. What they need all this shit for? They need all this, collecting all this data on you like that. They didn't know what you eating. Okay, so now he knows, if you're something, you was at a restaurant, he knows what restaurant you go to. And obviously it's going to be someplace around your work or your job, right? So if he hangs out there enough, he might run into you. Stop being so brand new. You don't be doing that. And I heard some girls this guy wanted to DoorDash me some foods while we had our dates. Okay, now he got your address. What? I don't even know what she was thinking to say yes to that shit. Tell that motherfucker to cash app you the money and you get your own DoorDash. Now you can do that if he want to pay for your dinner, but you don't let him put your address on his DoorDash account. You don't do that. Okay? I don't know what these dudes, but I just don't trust them. There's just so much going on in the world, in the human trafficking stuff, and you done gave this fool all kind of information about you, all kind of pictures of you, where you go, what you do, what you watch on TV. He knows all your habits and patterns, and you are just being all brand new about it. These motherfuckers don't need to know shit about you. I don't even have a TV. Which I didn't until about 2 years ago. It would have been true. But the only thing I watch on my TV is Netflix. And sometimes YouTube. That's it. Tubi. Because it's free. I don't know. Young ladies, come on now. Get with the program. Question number 14. 18 to 21. Female out of Washington. I feel terrible writing this because I feel like it's not my place to ask, but it's getting on my nerves. Since I was little, I could sense family tensions. My dad's parents live close to us. My mom's family's far away. I'm close to my grandma on my dad's side and have never been close to my mom. The only memories I have of my mother are her screaming at me and slapping and punishing me. Oh boy. As I grew more, I learned that my grandma hates my mom because of my mom sending my dad's money, then her own, to her family. And basically because she says my mom is cheap and manipulative. This is true. My savings money, clothes, and toys would go missing, and then she would blatantly say that she's sending it to her family. She never regarded us as her family, my siblings more so, but she made her dislike of me pretty clear. Since that was the case, I was scared to be hit, so I often spent time with my grandma, where I heard more family tea. I'm 21 now and realized something. My grandmother constantly talks about how my dad was different before my mom. He's a complete narc, makes fun of me and will poke me and laugh at me for being fat. He stopped after I told him something about himself and didn't speak to me for months. Good job. But my grandmother would always say he said that because your mama controlling his actions. I said, no, he's a grown man. He controls himself. He constantly retells me stories about how he used to be better and how he won't talk to her for long because of my mother. By no means am I on my mom's side. She would rarely even speak to me other than beating on me, but I refuse to believe a man would say atrocious things and make fun of and beat his child because of his wife alone. My grandma gets mad and says, I don't understand. I wasn't there when my dad didn't know her. I get that, but I think my dad is just a complete narc and that my mom is crazy. And now I can't think of how to help my grandma not be so concerned about him. She has other sons and daughters that live close as well, but my dad is the youngest, so maybe that's why she's so concerned. Isn't it even my place to get her to stop being so worried about him? It's getting me upset because she's very affected by this. I'd appreciate their help. How have you ever just told her that your daddy is making a choice to be the way he is? You know, you have to say something rude to her because she's like, she just doesn't want to get it. Like, you know what? He enjoys inflicting pain on me when I was a kid. He liked that shit. He loved it. So even if she didn't suggest it, he would do it anyway just because he liked how it felt. He's just an abusive fool. You raised an abusive asshole. He's no kind of man. He's no kind of father. And that's why he chose the wife that he has. They're both two savage weirdos and freaks together that deserve each other. Right? Hold on a second. To my giant jug of water. So you're going to have to come at her like that, like real straight and real blunt. And these rose-colored glasses that she has about him. So you know why he doesn't talk to you? Because he doesn't want to talk to you because he can't stand you. That's why he doesn't talk to you. And you sit over here worrying about him. He's not worried about you. Stuff like that. You know, you're going to have to be real blunt with her. She's not going to like it, but that's what you're going to have to do. That's the only way she's going to, even remotely get a clue. She's trying to live in this fantasy world where her son is so perfectly loving and wonderful. I doubt he was ever like that. This is terrible. Question 15, male 21 to 25 from Sacramento. I'm 22, she's 21. The other day we were talking about her past exes and relationships. Why? During the conversation, she said, I don't want him to date someone else, but I wouldn't be angry if he did. She said that to you? And she also said she just feel like, quote, he's no longer a romantic option for her. What? And that, quote, she'd probably be curious about the girl he's dating. Wow, she's hella stupid. Does this somehow suggest she still has feelings or still maybe likes him? Absolutely. Maybe she's just possessive or wants to use him. I don't know what to think, so I'm writing to ask you. Just so you know, her ex was not abusive, but she has often said that she thinks things ended unfairly and that she didn't get any, quote, closure. Honey, I know you like this girl, but let me tell you how I would tell you that if you were my son, I would be kicking your ass right now. Just let some bitch sit up in your face and tell you I don't want him to date somebody else. And I would just feel like he's no longer a romantic option for me. What's she doing with you if he's a romantic option? Do you understand what this girl just said to you? Young man, leave her alone before you get your heart really, really like ripped out and stomped on, okay? With cleats. Don't see her anymore. Tell her that, her statements to you that she doesn't want him to date anyone else shows you that she still has feelings for him, that she hasn't resolved yet. You don't have to make it sound like she wants to get back with him. Because he may, I'm thinking she does, saying that he's a romantic option. Like, she would go back to him if he asked her, kind of thing. That to me is what that means. But so yes, but you're not going to phrase it that way because you don't want to make that accusation because it may not be true. I think it is, but I don't have any real proof, so let's not avoid that. But what you can say is that she has feelings that she has not resolved and that you don't want to get caught in it as a rebound. You want a woman who has healed from her past relationship and is ready to move forward with you. Now that is an I statement. So she can't counter that with anything. Like, if you start saying, you still want to be with me, you this and you that. Okay, well, she can deny that and you won't have any proof that you don't have any proof really either way. But I'm saying that the fact that she does, by the fact that she said that, this romantic option and then coupled with, I don't want him to date somebody else, to me, that means if he came and, wanted her back, that she would say yes. So you just deuce out on that and leave her to figure out what she's going to do and heal her broken heart and all this other shit that she's supposed to be doing. Okay. Let's move on. Question number 16. Female, 26 to 32, age group from Boston. I've been dating my boyfriend for about 3 years. I'm 28. He's 30. He's mentioned that he struggled with depression in the past. And lately I noticed it seems like he might be slipping into a depressive state. We finally talked about it, and he basically told me that he has a hard time picturing a future with me and doesn't know if it's the depression or just the relationship, though he said he still loves me. I guess I'm wondering what would be the best way for me to proceed here. So far, I've just been trying to support him the best I can and giving him space when he needs it, but I'm not sure what to think about what he said. Any advice is welcome. Deuce out. Oh, you young ladies, you just don't get it. You just don't get it. He has a hard time picturing a future with you. That's all I need to hear. Everything else he says to cushion the blow of that savage statement and truth is just to make the, not so that your heart's not completely ripped. There's like a little shred of it still in one place. But the bottom line is he's blaming his depression, but really he just wants to be away from you. Okay? So what you do is you say, wow, you're dealing with all these issues. So I'm thinking it's probably the best thing for us to do, since you're not sure if the relationship is a part of that. So you can use that against him, so you can just tip out and he can't say nothing. So you'd be like, I'm really thinking that, I don't want to be the one who's causing you problems, and that this relationship, even though it's been wonderful for 3 years, it just, maybe this is time for it to end, so that you don't have these problems. I just really wouldn't want to feel responsible for that. So I'm gonna leave now. Let's break up, and then you go and do what you need to do so that your mental health is okay. All right? I really care about you, and I know you love me, but we each have to love ourselves. We have to love ourselves, and you need to take care of yourself. I can't really do it. That's something a shrink has to do. But let me know, I just want you to know I'm letting you go out of love and concern for you to be the best man and whole and healthy. All kind of bullshit. Just bullshit. All kind of bullshit that sounds this good, like a fucking movie script. Just lay it out there and then be happy that you're away from this depressive fool. See, I don't do mental illness. When they start talking about they depressed, I'm out. I don't want to be depressed with you. I don't want you being depressed around me. I don't feel like looking at your glum ass face. I don't want to hear about your problems. I don't care. Okay? I don't care about it. Pop a pill or some shit. I don't know what you need to do. But whatever it is, fix it. Okay? Fix it. I don't want to be bothered. And they have these moods and they be talking about, I'm so depressed. Fuck you. I don't give a fuck. Go jump off a cliff or something. Become a shark snack. Do something, whatever you need to do to put yourself out of your misery. Don't come around me with that long face and talking about I'm depressed. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want your dullness raining on my parade. And, sitting around there and thinking I'm going to stop doing what I'm doing, having a good time and enjoying my life to look at you. I don't want to look at you looking crazy like that. I don't do depressed people. Girl, I'm telling you, Leandra, award-winning. Like bringing home the Oscar, the Grammy too, because I put the shit to music. All of that. I don't do it. Men be talking that girl essence, wake up, girl, you got to understand it. They be coming see y'all. That's one of the games too. See, I'm telling on myself. I'll give you a hint from my video. That's one of the games they be running. That's how they be playing you. This is one of the tricks. Oh my God, I'm so depressed. I'm depressed. And then all of you who's really nice people, you guys are nice. You have nice hearts and, you're wonderful giving people and stuff. And you give a shit about these motherfuckers. And so you be up there like, oh my God, I should help him. I have to save him. So you run to the closet and get your little tattered worn cape out and you put that shit on and you stand in the breeze so it's blowing in the wind back there. And then you be trying to act like you gonna save somebody. You gonna swoop in and just make it all better. You know what Deb does? I take that cape and I tie it to him and then I push him out the window and say, oh, I thought you could fly. Nigga, look at you, splat. I guess that didn't work too good. But at least now you're not depressed. Okay? So, I did solve his problem. Ultimately, I was a help, but it probably just wasn't the way that he thought it was going to be. But I'm not wearing no cape for nobody. Not doing it. So let's move on. Question number 17. This is a male in the 21 to 25 age group from Denver. My girlfriend and I got into an argument. She had been frustrated with me the past couple of weeks and said she feels like she can't really communicate with me, as whenever she brings up something, I end up blaming her, according to her. I have been trying to get better, and there has been improvement from my end. The scene here is that during the argument, she started hitting me, and I had repeatedly asked her to stop. Point to be noted that after a few hits, even I showed passive aggression by challenging her during her anger, which led to her hitting me more. You idiot. I know I shouldn't have done that, but I'm working on it. While this happened, I got punched, and that was it for me. I pushed her on the bed and held her down by her neck and told her that even I can't do the same, but I'm choosing not to. This isn't the way I want our relationship to be. My question to you and your squad is, what can I do in such scenarios? She doesn't want me to abandon her during such times, but at the same time, I find it tough to face this situation because I don't understand what I can do to calm her down without taking blame on myself. Also, she says that I abused her too. What is your opinion on this? Leave this girl before you end up in prison, you idiot. You're stupid. All the girls in your age group in Denver, and you're going to get in one with some crazy bitch that want to be punching people and stuff. And you're going to be choking her out. And you two idiots think that this is a good thing to do. Well, I don't want our relationship to be like this, but she doesn't want me to abandon her. You don't give a fuck what she wants. You hit the door. Okay, and then once you hit the door, you keep going, and you never go back. If you were my son and you came and told me this shit like this, I would chain you up in a closet or a basement to make sure you never saw that girl again, because I don't feel like you getting some kind of DV charge or assault with battery charge and have to sit down for 2 or 3 years and fuck up your life behind a dumb little bitch. That's what you about to do. Ain't nobody's pussy that good. Get your shit together. Leave this dumb bitch alone. I mean, you doing too much. Oh, did Kelson finally show up? This is just too much. You doing too much. Okay. Yeah, you would be in the basement, honey. Chained to the wall like a slave. Question number 18, female, 26 to 29 from Houston. Deb, your content never fails to make me laugh, and I feel like I'm part of such a close community despite never meeting you all in real life. Yeah, I haven't met them in real life either. Well, a couple of them. But I understand what you mean. I'll try to sum up my question because I tend to rant. I have pretty weird health anxiety. I'll convince myself I have a disease or the worst case of a probable symptom if I see one. I convinced myself I was pregnant too when I was not having sex for over a year. I am seriously weird with this. I'm going to counseling for it, but I'm afraid to bring this next part up because of my political correctness. So I'm coming to you because I need some no-nonsense perspective, which I know you give. A new coworker at work has been looking over to me but never speaking to me. We work in a department store, and I thought, oh, he's cute. Timothy Chalamet, I don't know how to pronounce that, is the closest celebrity lookalike I can place him to. I don't know who that is. Well, I thought, okay, I have a little work crush. I never talked to him until one day we did in the break room, and I noticed that he had a high voice. Then I realized something was off. He later told me that he identifies as they, it, and is born female. So a bio female, not even a guy. I'm 28, female and straight, so I was like, oh, well, there goes the work crush. But I still think he's cute. Then I remember he's not a male. So I told my best friend about this, and she said it's inconsiderate of me to not try something new since I only dated guys before. She said I can discover something since this is a sign I like women. Your friend is stupid. She told her other friend about it. Now the two of them show me pictures of people's profiles and say, what do you think? And I'll say, oh, he's cute. And they'll say, oh, it's a very masculine woman, and you don't want to acknowledge you like that. This made me think so deeply. Do I even know myself? What if they have a point and I am bi-gay despite only liking men? They did show me women who I seriously thought were men by their facial structure, so I don't even know what to think of my identity. There's nothing wrong with people who are in the LGBTQ+, but I don't know if this is anxiety on my part or if I seriously have to think or be open to dating women. Oh my God, you young people are so fucking confused. Let me explain something to you. You got two eyes. As you walk through life, you're going to see attractive people. Okay, people, men, women, and obviously combinations thereof. What you find attractive does not mean that their sexual orientation has changed. Let me tell you about me. Okay, when I was a little girl, I don't know if you guys know this woman, a black model named Beverly Johnson. Okay. Beverly Johnson was the first black model to make it to the cover of Vogue magazine. It was a world-class event. Girlfriend was so beautiful. She was I don't know how old she was. I don't know. She was older than me. I mean, maybe like early 20s or something. You know, I was just like a little, 10 or 11 or something, little kid, 12, 13, something like that. But I admired this woman so much, and I would just follow her and all her pictorials in the other magazines, Glamour and whatever she was in. I would beg my mother to buy it so I could look at her pictures and stuff. Now, we're the age that we are now. Oh, you're trans. You have to come out as, this, and they would put all this pressure on you to align yourself with some imaginary sexuality when all it was a little girl who admired somebody who was a mover and a shaker and a determined individual, and I could appreciate her beauty and her struggle and her stick-to-itiveness. I appreciated her. She was like a role model for me, but not really, it's not like I was going to be a model or anything, but just the fact that she fought hard to get where she was and made it happen, I was so impressed with this woman. Okay, and I would tell everybody how gorgeous she was. Okay, does that mean that I like women? It means that I like Beverly Johnson. Okay, but it was like there's just a reason for that. Okay, and and I can see other women on the street, like I was telling you about the ladies in the South, right? How they would be all whipped and stuff. The women would be gorgeous. They would be well put together. And because I say that they look nice or they're attractive and they're pretty or beautiful or something like that, that means that I want to be gay? It doesn't mean that. It means that you are a person who can appreciate beautiful things, no matter what they present like. You had a Bev Barbie? Oh, I'm so jealous. I never really was into Barbie, so that probably didn't even know it existed. But this is what I'm talking about. But now kids, they can't even do that because the instant that they try to explore those kind of things and appreciate anything that's like them, people want to put them in a box and inject them with hormones and say that they're trans. This is a normal part of human development of kids. They're going to appreciate the same sex. They're going to appreciate the opposite sex. It doesn't mean they want to be in a relationship with them. They just like, what they look like. Okay? Oh, so stupid. One of the things I used to like was the Jackson 5's clothes. I could sew. I made me a pair of pants that was like some that Tito had. They had like little footprints going up the leg. I used my baby brother's little first walking shoes and made some little footprints, and I made me a pair of pants like that. Does that mean that I was like a fangirl and want to run around with Tito Jackson? Hell no, he was old as hell for me. But I liked his style, and I imitated it. That's what a lot of teenagers do as they try to find what they want to be. Okay, they're going to try on different stuff. People need to stop pushing kids into these sexual boxes. Just leave them alone. Just let them do their thing. They'll come out on the other side fine. Stop calling them names and labeling them and telling them all this crazy shit and making them dress a certain way and shooting them with hormones and all this old crazy stuff these people are doing to these kids. So anyway, young lady, to make a long story short, get you some new friends. Stop questioning yourself. Just let your friends know that you can appreciate all kinds of beauties in everything, of different people in different cultures and different, religion. Like I like to look at like brides from other countries and how they dress them up and, doing stuff. It's just the most fascinating thing to me. And they all look beautiful. The costumes are beautiful. The girls are beautiful. The ceremonies are beautiful. Everything is beautiful. You know why it's beautiful to me? Because I can see it with my two eyes. Does that mean I don't want to go over there and be in relationship with them? No, it doesn't. Okay, so this whole letter is ridiculous. She don't need no therapy. What she needs is some new fucking friends. She's fine. Just accept yourself that the person looks beautiful. You appreciate the person's physical attractiveness. That doesn't mean that you want to get with it. Okay? Question number 19, female, 26 to 32 from Wichita, Kansas. I don't know if I'm overreacting, but I notice my boyfriend only cares about himself. And every time I talk about something, he tries to turn it to about himself. I didn't care at first, but at this point, it's gotten really annoying. Like, for example, we agreed to play a game together when I wake up. We were living in different cities at the time. I told him I have to call my mom first because I check up on her every day. But I called and she didn't answer. I told him I'm kind of worried that she didn't answer. He said, ugh, don't worry, please. Can we just play the game already? I've been waiting for hours. And I was like, what? But I brushed it off because my mother thankfully called me back while I was talking to him. Another example, I was talking about a sensitive topic and I was crying in front of him and very vulnerable. And he just replied with, oh yeah, I remember something happened to my ex, etc. But not in a sympathetic way. He was just trying to downplay my experience because he literally dismissed my story and talked about how his ex-friend was suffering. He didn't mention or comment on my story at all or try to make me feel better. He made me feel like being with him was a constant competition. If I ever complained about something, he would turn it about him or his family or his ex. But when he complained about something and I tried to make him feel better and listen to him, he would say, never mind, you wouldn't understand it. It was so exhausting, I had to break up with him. But now he is spamming me with messages and calls to make me feel guilty for leaving him. What should I do? Change your phone number immediately. Immediately. You know, it's just he is a little bit of a little narc boy, isn't he? It's everything's about him. You can't tell you nothing. I bet you if you talked about menstrual cramps, he would talk about somebody he knew who had them worse. Or the one time he thought he had some. Or how some pain he had was probably worse than menstrual cramps, and that just downplay what you're talking about. So these kind of guys, you did well to break up with him because there's nothing you can do with this guy. He's a knucklehead, and that's what you do. He's trying to guilt you into being, because you were his narc food, and you had the nerve to get away from him, and he didn't let you go. You just left. So what you do is just block him. So block him on all your social media accounts, and then change your phone number so he can't call you, and then get you a Google phone number, and then put that on your phone, so then when you give out numbers, you give out the Google number, it will ring to your phone, so nobody ever has your real cell phone number. And then by the time somebody who's a clown gets on Google has excellent blocking features, and then if you really get crazy, then you can get you a new Google number and just give that one back, and you get a new one and put that one on your phone and then start over again and just keep your same real number, but just a new number because you're going to get a new number tomorrow. Then do all this other stuff, okay? Question 20, male 21 to 26 from St. Paul, Minnesota. I am so frustrated right now, Deb. What the fuck is a man supposed to do when his best still isn't good enough? Oh. I'm a 25-year-old guy and I haven't been in a relationship ever. I've tried my best to improve myself and be more attractive. 10 years ago, I liked to stay home and play video games instead of socializing. I was told to get out of my shell and that I'd meet someone. In that time period, I've been in high school and college. I've gone out to football games, hung out with some lady friends of mine outside of school. I liked a couple of them, but they never liked me. I've gone to meetups, exercised regularly, tried dance classes, tried dating apps, tried approaching people on campus. I read several self-help books. I constantly put myself in uncomfortable situations. To desensitize myself, I've gone to therapy and taken different types of antidepressants. Wow. I did all of this while battling a speech impediment, social anxiety, sweating profusely, and having depressive episodes. I explained this in several posts on social media sites, and someone was rude as hell and said, "Congratulations, you're doing the bare minimum." God fucking damn it, he typed. People have needlessly insulted me instead of actually being helpful, so I'm ready to give up on life. Dude, what? Writing you is my last resort. I don't see why I should keep putting in all this effort, more effort than most other guys have to, in order to be accepted by women, if it's not good enough for anyone in the end. I don't know if anyone truly gives a fuck about me, but I'm willing to take advice. I'm at the end of my rope here, and I don't know what else to do. Why are my best efforts not good enough? Because you're doing them for the wrong reason. Everything that you're doing in here, you didn't do it to improve yourself. You did it to get pussy. And then when the pussy didn't come, you mad. That's what jumped out at me. You know, that's what jumped out at me, sir. It's wonderful that a young man put all this effort and time and energy into developing himself. Don't get me wrong. That's what you're supposed to be doing. That's why that person said that, congratulations for doing the bare minimum, because that's what all young men should be doing. There's a lot of them that don't, and they sit down in their mother's basements on their computers in the dark, with a snotty nose and beer cans around and eating, dreadful food from frozen pizza boxes, and them being mad because they don't have a girlfriend and they're on these sites with them 5-letter groups. At least you're not doing that. But I'm going to tell you one thing. If I could just find you and know that you were going to be trying to not be in this world because you did all this stuff and you didn't get the result that you expected, I would drop kick you to Mars. I would drop kick you. You don't do anything with the expectation that other people are going to give you anything. Women are not here to be earned like coupons or something. Okay? When a lady is attracted to you, she will be. Everything that you did is to make yourself a better man, so that when you do attract a woman, you will attract a woman who's about something. Okay? Somebody who you can be proud of to bring home and meet your family, not some dregs of society chick. That's why you did all of this, to improve yourself, so that every time you do something better, you up the chances of you getting the top quality chick. Somebody who's smart, who's beautiful, who's fun to be around, who makes you laugh, who knows how to be loyal and probably can cook and do all kind of stuff and wants to be a wife and mother. See, every time you elevate yourself, you improve your odds of getting that kind of woman on your life and in your arms. It's not time yet. And I'm going to tell you one other thing. This fucked up attitude that you have right here, please don't think women can't pick up on it. Women want a man who's confident, and they also want one who's happy, who's excited about meeting them, not who's looking at them like a Scooby snack. Okay? With this undercurrent of anger and rage that he's, got this I've never had a relationship kind of thing. Nobody owes you a relationship, son. So get over yourself. Okay? Just keep doing what you're doing. It'll happen. But get rid of this fucked up attitude, because I'm telling you, exuding that sour, dour, depressive, demanding thing. That will run women away. Check yourself, okay? Check yourself. You did good. You did really well, okay? I mean, I'm very impressed with the changes that you have made to yourself, and especially that you had a speech impediment and all this kind of stuff. You did everything that you're supposed to do as far as improving yourself and getting over those hurdles. But just because you improve yourself, nobody is obligated to be with you. You did this for yourself. Keep that in mind, to make yourself a better man. So you'll meet somebody eventually, but work on that attitude first. Question number 21, female, 226 from Vancouver. Hello to everyone on the squad. Thank you, Deb and Candace. Y'all keep me laughing and informed. My question is for my friend. I'm concerned for her. We are both 25. Her boyfriend is 25 as well. She has been dating him since she was 14. Oh, my God. And yes, I've been through it all, seeing the relationship. He asked her out, acted like a gentleman with dates from what I saw, but they were young. She said if he ever left her, she wouldn't know what to do, and she was very insecure about herself and her body image. They graduated, went to the same college for the same degree and the same master's program. She met his family. They seem accepting of her, but her family's iffy about him. I think I have to mention it because it's important. Religious differences seem to be the main thing. We are both Jewish and her boyfriend is Muslim. Oh, that's a big difference. My friend is strong in her faith and says her boyfriend's family and him aren't. But recently, both families celebrated her birthday and gathered at her house. As the party went on, his family pulled her aside and started telling her that she would have to marry soon and they should arrange when she will convert. She was uncomfortable and she tried to avoid it, but they kind of cornered her. Her family members saw this and a huge fight broke out. Her parents basically ended the party, telling her if she wants to marry him and change for him, they will not be involved. She said she would not change her faith, but then she told her boyfriend, and he said his family was just fooling around and that they weren't serious. She told me all of this and said that she wouldn't convert because she talked to her boyfriend, and they agreed that they would stay in their various religions, but now he's dropping hints that he wants to move back to his parents' home country and get married there, so in a Muslim country. She basically agreed but doesn't want it, but she still wants him. I feel like this is a huge deal breaker, but they've been together for 11 years. She's always telling me about it and asking what she should do, but I feel it's not my place to suggest stuff. What do I tell her and what should she do? Well, she should accept the fact that either she's going to be without her parents and her religion, or she's going to be without him. That's it. It's one of them two choices. She just has to decide which one. It's not needed one for you and me to do anything, you know? Yeah, I wouldn't let my daughter be that young and date nobody. You ain't dating nobody. I didn't let my daughter have a boyfriend until she was 18. Well, senior in high school. You're not dating nobody. You have group dates. That's what you get. I want to see at least 11 teen little motherfuckers all together. Then you all can go somewhere and us parents is driving you and picking you up. Okay, so make sure there ain't no funny business going on. Anybody going on no bushes and stuff. Nah. That's what it is going to have to be. That's what you can tell your friend. And you can just tell her that. Say, well, you know, from my perspective, what I see is either you have a choice between him and converting, staying with him and converting, or staying with your parents, not converting, and losing him. Which one do you want? And leave it at that. Question number 22, female, 26 to 32 from San Jose. I'm a 30-year-old white girl, just so you know. Okay. I had a lip filler, that's why I used, okay. I had a lip filler injection a couple of weeks ago. It's subtle. I'm quite happy with the result. No one has said anything about it, not even my husband, but I was bracing myself for my manager, a 40-ish white woman, to point it out. We're in a large group of colleagues, and she goes, Ann, not my real name. Something is different with your face. It's your lips. Did you get lip fillers or something? I was embarrassed due to the size of the group we were in, and I know she's blatantly against any sort of cosmetic procedure. So I just dismissed it and said it was a new lip gloss. She pressed further. Are you sure that's it? Yes, I'd say. Then the other day we were at a work event. She turns to me, so it really is just lip gloss, huh, Ann? And I say, yes again. She says, your lips just look so kissable. I shrug. This is your manager saying this to you? If a man manager said this to you, that would be an instant sexual harassment charge. I mean, instant. This is interesting. I shrug and awkwardly laugh. I feel uncomfortable. A couple of hours later, in a group of 3 of us, she brings up the lip gloss again. I say, yes, that's all it is. She again presses, are you sure? Your face just looks so different. I'm on the verge of tears and finally break down and say, yes, I did have an injection in it. Now she's been asking me. It's extremely unprofessional. She has since continued to bring it up. I know it was wrong of me to lie, but I didn't want to talk about my face at all, especially not in a work setting. What is the best way to address this situation and get her to stop? What would you have said to her, Deb? I kind of feel like this is almost crossing some line of harassment, but I'm just not sure. I need some Deb savagery to say to her. Thank you for your help. It's too late for Deb savagery. It's too late. What you are going to do, though, is go to HR with a complaint about what she's been doing. And since she said it in front of everybody, if they ask anybody, they'll be, they'll say, yeah, we heard it. She said that to her. And then what you have to do is, they need to tell her to stop, because that falls under sexual harassment and workplace bullying. That's a charge against the firm. But see, let me just say, how would this have gone if, so 40-ish white woman, and, just say I'm you, 30-year-old white girl, with my mouth. Let's just imagine this, just for the fun of it. So you happy with it and you feel good, so you show up at work and she says, Anne, not your real name, something is different with your face. It's your lips. Did you get lip filler or something? This would be Deborah. That's not your business. Your business is what goes on in this firm and about these accounts. Stay out of mine. Okay, that would be round 1. That's my rattlesnake shaking its tail. Okay, and I would say that in front of everyone, right? So she would know. Now, let's just say she ignored it. And she presses further. Are you sure that is it? Then I say, okay, I'm going to go to HR right now, because now I told you that what goes on with my body is none of your damn business. But you want to keep it up. You want to keep talking about what's happening with my body in front of all of these people. This is so extremely unprofessional, and it's sexual harassment. Let's go. We're going right now. Okay? Then we shut that shit down. So it's the kind of thing like, you answer and then you gonna cry? What the fuck? You don't never cry at work. You lost your mind. That's not how you handle yourself if you want to be viewed as a professional that's got some cojones. You make other people cry. You don't cry. You didn't handle this right. The main thing is you don't answer people's questions that's personal and intrusive at your job. My number one thing that I like to do is when people ask me some personal questions at the job, well, why do you need to know that? Says Deb. That's what I say 99% of the time. But this way, because she had all these answers. So it wasn't like she just asked you a question. She going to give you possible solutions to the, possible answers to it. So she went to a step further. So it's just say, why would you need to know? That wouldn't necessarily be what I would say in this situation. Usually people just say, a question like, how old are you? And Deb would say, well, why do you need to know that? And they would be like, well, I just wanted to know. And I'm like, oh. And then I don't answer them because it's none of their fucking business. That kind of stuff. So you have to think about this differently and start guarding your privacy and stand up for yourself more. You don't let people talk to you like that and treat you like that. Drag her ass up to HR, and it's not too late to do that. But it's too late for you to use any Deb savagery. You were supposed to do that as soon as she started. Question 23, female, 226 from Bristol, England. I need help sorting out my feelings. Should I feel bad about calling the police on my ex-friend? I'm confused and feeling hurt. This is what happened. Ooh, this sounds juicy. Tea time! Over the weekend, my now ex-best friend and I went out to a party and got a safe ride back to my place. I was talking about pancakes as we walked up to the door, and then she started screaming that I take her back to her car because I apparently rolled my eyes at her, which I did not do because I know not to piss off a drunk person. She ended up physically attacking me and left a mark on my cheek. What? My neighbor stepped out, saw the situation, and yelled that she was calling the police. She didn't, but that made my ex-friend run off. I decided to sleep on what to do because I myself was tipsy and wanted to make a sober decision. In the morning, I called the police just to make a report in case the ex-friend tried anything else, and the police would have a record of it. The officer said because I have a mark on my face, he has to issue her a ticket, and now she has a hearing. Our friendship was on the end as it was because of her manipulation and gaslighting, but I'd never guessed she'd do this. I feel a little bad about having to go to court and sad over a friendship ending. I have one friend who said I did the right thing, especially since this isn't her first run-in for assault while drunk. But I have another friend who said I should have known she was going to get a ticket, which how could I have? I've never dealt with police like this before, and I ruined her life. I don't know how I should feel about this. Just looking for advice, I guess. Dad, what would you have done in this situation? I would have beat her ass. You gonna jump on me? You gonna jump on me and you gonna fuck up my cheek and put a mark on my face? Oh, bitch. Your whole face is about to be fucked up. Not to mention your chest, back, arms, legs, everything, because I'm going to drag you up and down on the cement. I'm going to scrape all the skin off of the side of your face. I'm going to mash your face into the, I sit on your body and mash your face and grind in a circular motion so your whole side of your face is fucked up. That's what I'm going to do to you. I'm going to hit you with some of that hood fighting. I used to be a little savage. That's what's bad when you learn how to fight with from boys. Ooh, it's all bad. I would have fucked her bitch ass up. And then with the witnesses saw her attack me first. Oh, it was self-defense. I beat that bitch's ass. That's what I did. And so like, well, why is she the one all fucked up? Because she put her hands on me. All of those marks like you see on her, that's self-defense. So yeah, that's what I would have done first, and then I would have called the police and got her a ticket. Now, your alleged friends who said you should have known that she was going to get a ticket, you being all defensive. You said I don't give a fuck what she gets. I don't care if she gets 10 years behind bars. Get the fuck off my phone. We're not friends anymore. Don't ever call me. And then the one who said that you ruined her life said, no, that bitch ruined her life by jumping on me. She's the one who did the criminal act. I just followed up. So she ruined her own goddamn life. You too. Get off my phone and don't ever call me again. See, you don't need people like this who think that you're supposed to sacrifice yourself for somebody else and that person is the one in the wrong. Get rid of these two friends. Get rid of them. They're not your friends. Okay? They're stupid people. Get rid of them. Oh, no, that's one thing I'm not going to do. We not having that. Tell you, I beat the fuck out of my boyfriend when he tried to call himself thinking he was going to put his hands on me. I turned into an ass-kicking machine. I beat the fuck out that nigga. And then I broke his glasses, ripped his shirt, and kicked him in his back. So he went flying onto the landing of my, because you open the door, right? And there's the landing and the other apartments across the, the thing. And then the stairs are here. I kicked that nigga in his back, and he went flying onto the cement. Then I got scared, so I slammed the door and locked it. And he was beating on the door and everything. I told him, you better get away from him before I call the police and tell them that you attacked me. But I was like, this nigga, he was fucked up, though. And his mother was like, well, you need to pay for his glasses. I said, I'm not paying for shit, bitch. Okay? You should tell your regular son to keep his fucking hands off of people. He might have gotten used to doing that kind of shit with these little Texas girls. I'm from California. I'm not taking that shit. I beat that nigga's ass. Like he was that Fillmore came out. I don't know. Something just got into my body. I just went crazy. It was like I was just punching him so hard and so fast. It was like I turned into Tyson or so. I don't know what happened. I doubt that I could have ever reproduced that. But that adrenaline and that rage, it's like, how dare you come at me like that? Nigga, you have lost your mind. I went crazy. I just went crazy for like 60 seconds. And he was just trying to, because I was kicking and punching so hard and so fast. And that's when I worked out at Goals and I was bench pressing 140 pounds. So my punches was, I was fucking him up. It wasn't like I was no little girly hair clawing thing. I was punching like my brothers taught me, and then between that I was kicking him, so he couldn't get away. He didn't know what he was just trying to protect his face. But I busted his glasses. I fucked his face up real bad, and then I kicked him And then I kicked him again when he was trying to get out the door, open the door, and kicked him in his fucking back. And sent him flying. Yes, it was so satisfying. But you know, that nigga was like, I'm never fucking with you again. I'm like, good. And just remember that if you're going to put your hands on some other woman, she might be worse than me. And put a bullet between your eyes. So you watch what you do. But yeah, I never mess with him again because I'm like, shit, my ass going to be looking like, oh, my ass will be in prison. I'll be fighting every day. I'm not trying to do all that. Ooh, yeah, but I still remember that. It's just like, it's like somebody lit a match. Like I just like burst into flames and just went crazy. Like, so when people say that, you know, that thing like a crime of passion, yeah, I believe, because if I would have had a weapon in my hand, like if I had a knife or something, and I was hitting him with that, he would be dead, and I would have been in prison for life because that's how angry I was. And you go in that anger, you don't even be thinking, you would just be attacking. So yeah, that was kind of scary. But I told you I used to have a terrible temper, so the anger I show now, this is like 10% of what it used to be. Question number 24. This is a female in the 21 to 25 age group from Indianapolis. I finally got my own apartment. I've never went away for school. I never lived on my own. I have a horrible relationship with my mother, and she stresses me out and messes with me every chance she gets. Me and my sister both wanted to get a place together, but she left me a few years ago to live with her boyfriend. She would lie here or there about moving out, like, no, I didn't move out, and eventually she stopped coming home. She then stopped answering my phone calls. She was finally happy to leave my mom's abusive home, and I guess felt guilty for leaving me. It's been about 4 years since she moved out, and since then my mother has made my life hell on earth. Fast forward to me getting my apartment. My sister's having issues with the boyfriend she moved in with. They're pretty toxic. My sister's working on getting a place through a program. She is unemployed. She has medical issues. I told her about my place. She has been asking me about it. She now starts saying things like her situation is worse living with her boyfriend than living with my mom when I had to go through torture for 3 to 4 years and she was living peacefully. Her and her man been having issues for a year. I finally got my peace at my safe place, and I already moved in, but I'm keeping it a secret. Oh, good for you. She asked, and I told her I would be moving in on December 1st. She then says that she can't take living with him and stated that she would move all her stuff into storage and live with me till she gets her place. The problem is she doesn't know when it will be. Why all of a sudden I tell you it's a month away and you want to pull this? She knows a month is right around the corner, so she's putting herself in a position that puts me in a hard spot. You guys have been having problems, so why now? It's been a year, but as soon as I get my place, you start trying to do things like this because you expect to move in with me and I don't want her to. When I was hopeless by myself, nobody cared. What would you think, Deb? Girl, you better open your damn mouth and stop hiding, being like you so weak and trying to pretend like you got not moving until December 1st and all that old shit. All you have to do is call and tell her, I've already moved in. My lease is for one person, and you're not moving in with me. You going to stay there with your boyfriend or go to a homeless shelter or go stay with your mama. You got options, but one thing you're not going to do is come here. You're not even going to come visit me. I don't want you to know where I live. That's what I would say to her, and then I would block her on my phone. Because, see, it's like, what she be calling you for? Even in an emergency, she should call your mama. She shouldn't be calling you. What you gonna do? You're her little sister. So I would have no problem with blocking her and just eliminating her from my life because she just want to use you. She used the men, now she want to use you. Tell her to go back to the mama's house. She could go to a homeless shelter. She could go to hell. You don't care where she goes, but she ain't coming to your house. And that's all you have to say. Okay? You can record this as a sound file and you can send it to her in a voicemail if you like and say, Deb said this for me, but you're not coming to my house ever, not even for a fucking visit, bitch, because I know you're going to be trying to slide your way up in here. It's not happening. Don't let her guilt you into it. And what you tell her about it for anyway? You got a big mouth, see? You done wrote, you with your let your big mouth get you in a situation. You should have never told her. Just disappeared. Told her you lied and said you was living with some man or something. You could have told her anything. You can't come over. He doesn't want anybody over. It's his spot. So no, you can't. And you just lied your way through it. But you want to be all honest and shit and telling some dumb bitch the truth. Question 25. This is one more after this. We got one more. Male, 30 to 36 from Bronx, New York. How does woman feel? How does women feel about black men with big beards? Oh, them big Santa beards. Oh, I hate them things. Okay, I've recently started to notice more women looking at me since my beard has gotten kind of big, and I am curious to know what they are thinking. Is it a, quote, cool kind of feeling or more a, quote, ew kind of feeling? I know not all women feel the same, but of course I want to see what you ladies had to say. Okay, y'all type what you, is it say ew, E-W-W-W, or cool? Those are your 2 votes. Cool or ew? Let me put mine in here. This is my vote. There's my vote. Oops. I don't like them. I don't like them. I don't like them. You know why? Remember the story I was telling you guys about how I put the lick the slide and I put the slide under there and saw all that shit wiggling and moving and stuff, and how they kept me from kissing anybody until I was 19 years old? I don't want those little nasty mouth boys. Don't come near me. You got shit wiggling in your mouth. I've seen it under the electron microscope. No, not doing that. Okay, so then when you see that, you know, because they eating right and they doing all the stuff in that beard, and it's not like they're washing it every time they eat something like people wash their hands, right? They don't do that. How often they washing them damn things? That's hair on their face, and this is like, look, it's no. I just imagine birds living in there nesting and shit. I just cannot. I cannot with them giant beards. I don't like them. So, sir, you look in here, and these women will vote. You know, you can see what their votes are. I started off the negativity with my ew. I'm not about that life. I like, you know, dudes had a little tiny thing that's right here. That's it. Or maybe some little 5 o'clock shadow type of thing. But, you know, some shit that you can wash with soap and water when you wash your face. You need to see a pic, or you go online and look for Santa beards. I don't know. That's probably not what they call them. They look like Ramses or something with all that, you know, because the beards be pointing out and stuff. And I just don't like that look. Beards can be like a dirty toilet. Okay, see, now we're going back to roach land as far as I'm concerned. It's not, no. I don't want any parts of that. Yeah, the goatee, I can do that. Actually, that looks really good. I like that. If a man's got that, like my husband had that, he had just, and then his dimples was showing and such shit. I was like, oh my God, you a fine little motherfucker. Are we married? Woof. Lucky me. Yay, me. Yeah, I used to say stuff like that to him. He thought I was crazy. But it's just, you know, I can't, because that, I'm just telling you, I'll be looking at that and I'd be wondering what was living in there. What's about to pop out and say hello to me out that giant beard you got? I don't want that. I don't want that nowhere near me. And they look homeless. Oh my God, why did I look up and see that? Oh my God, y'all, it's crazy. That shit was funny. Oh, so anyway, dude, we having fun with your letter, but look in there and you'll see what everybody's opinion is of your, you know, gigantic, you know, Osama bin Laden beard. Oh my God, I cannot with these people. Oh, I don't know any of these people. They just wandered into this chat room and they're just out of control. They're out of control. It's too funny. All right, here's our last letter of the day. Our last letter of the day. Oh, before we do that, let me go over what we got coming up this week. We have on Thursday evening. What do we have? Hold on, I gotta find it. Oh, this. This is on Thursday of this week at 6 o'clock p.m. Okay, let me do it one more time. That's what we're gonna be talking about. All right. Then I'm gonna try to do this upload. I don't know. I'm trying to find time to do this to get this up for you. So you'll be able to chat on this. It'll probably be, I'll set it up as a premiere so we can do a little chatting. So the video will probably be about at least 30 minutes long, probably not too much longer than that. And then coming up on December 3rd, we will have the $8 advice show. So you bring your question and you can super chat or cash app the $8 fee and get your question answered in real time, in real life, without waiting, for sure. Okay, that's what that's gonna be what's going on. All right, so let's finish with this last question of the night. Question number 26. This is a young lady in the 36 to 42 age group from Wakefield, West Yorkshire in the UK. My question is about mansplaining. Insert eye roll here, she wrote. Deb, I've been with my boyfriend for about 18 months. We get on really well and have a good laugh and amazing eggplant. I'm starting to be driven around the bend by his constant mansplaining, though. I only really noticed him doing it about a month ago when he decided to explain the actual meaning of my favorite book that I'd lent him, which he'd never heard of until I lent it to him. Oh, wow. Now the scales have slipped from my eyes. I can't believe I didn't see how often he does it. Earlier, I think I'd possibly dismissed it as he is a proper intellectual and a world expert in the field of science that he works in. I don't have a degree as I dropped out of uni, but I read loads, keep up with current affairs, and can generally hold my own in conversations with most people. I thought that maybe he thought I was a bit dumber than I am, or possibly because I'm over a decade younger than him, that I dismissed it to begin with. Now he knows me properly. He clearly still thinks I'm an idiot. I can tell when he's going to start a long-winded explanation, as though if I say, yes, I know that, it's almost as if he hadn't heard me and he can't stop himself from continuing in his lecture. Do you think if I set him down and really clearly explain how shit it makes me feel, that he might actually stop doing it? Or am I flogging a dead horse? He's in his late 40s, so I'm guessing it's probably too late to change now. Oh yeah, it's too late to change, but you can still have fun with him, because when he gets started on that, you just hold up, do the, this or this, the universal stop talking sign, and then it's like a sports thing, right? So he's being the man of intellect that he is. He will understand what that means, and he will stop for a second, and it'll be like, why are you doing that? And you can say, because you're boring the fuck out of me. You think that somebody wants to hear a 20-minute tirade of you using like every word in the fucking dictionary. I don't want to hear it. You're boring me to half to death. I like, being around you and stuff, but this shit here, this thing, this little professor thing that you do, I hate that shit. And it makes you look stupid. Like you just so on your own jock that you can't even understand it when people are interested in you. Read the room, motherfucker. Read the room. Okay? You know how sisters be doing Read the room, okay? Because ain't nobody really vibing with you, and ain't nobody want to hear this bullshit just spewing forth from your rubbery lips. I'm out. We'll talk when I have something to talk about that I want to talk about, because right now I'm not trying to talk to you. If I want to go to hear lectures and shit, I would go back to college. And then just be done with him, because he's just doing too much. That's how I would do it, because I don't know. I just think he needs his feelings hurt, because he's in this position where he thinks that he's this so important and that everyone should be hanging on every word that he says because he says it, and that because he thinks something that is like world-class thoughts and stuff. So you just have to tell him. Nobody gives a shit about what you're talking about. Smoke signals have more information that someone cares about than what you're talking about. You talk too much, and you talk about shit don't nobody want to hear. Okay, I just think you need to know that, because I've been trying to be polite to you, but it just doesn't seem to be working. You can't take a hint. Stuff like that. And just, let him know. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this wonderful, wonderful time that you have spent with me on What the Fuck Tuesday. That was a while. Gonna get some very interesting letters today, and long too. And what's her name? Candace gonna put that two for one letter in there. We not doing that no more. I mean, I guess it worked, but still, that threw me for a loop. That threw me off because I wasn't expecting that. But anyway, you guys, looking forward to seeing you on Thursday. Be right here at 6 p.m. sharp, and we're gonna get into those 12 things that make women get played about. 12 common things. I mean, there's probably about 500, but we're going to just talk about 12, okay? I'll see y'all then. Bye. Thanks, lady. I see one called Lady Boss. Shay! I'll see y'all on Thursday. Bye-bye.